This is Steve Colano, and this is Confidential Remarks. Imagine you have a career defined by 2,000 closed transactions. You have seen every market shift and navigated every collapse, building a massive physical record of professional success. The instinct for most operators at this level is to broadcast that record directly. You want to tell the market exactly how much experience you possess. But there is a psychological trap in crowning yourself the hero of the story. The moment you lead with your own greatness, you force the audience into a defensive, evaluative posture. This creates an inverse relationship between volume and trust. The more effort you spend trying to convince people of your expertise, the more you signal that your authority isn't self-evident. Self-proclaimed authority is fragile. When you build a pedestal for yourself, you are creating a target. Every boast or claim of superiority hands a skeptic the tool they need to dismantle your myth for sport. High pedestals invite interrogation. Human psychology is wired to trust the account of a witness far more than the claims of the subject. We naturally resist being told what to think of someone. Since claiming authority often destroys it, professionals need a different way to communicate status. A backdoor that bypasses skepticism entirely. This is where the ghost agent archetype comes in. It is a pivot where you step out from in front of the camera and move behind it. It relies on the uniform theory, the idea that specific visual cues bypass critical thought and categorize a person's status instantly. A chef doesn't announce their credentials. They put on the uniform. The brain processes that visual shorthand and assigns authority before a single plate is served. The dossier aesthetic acts as this uniform. Stamped manila envelopes, redacted lines, and case file typography signal that you are handling high-level insider intelligence. Because this visual language identifies you as an insider before you speak, the audience's typical defenses against marketing never engage. The strategy requires you to stop saying, "I did this," and start saying, "This happened, and here is what it means." You adopt the posture of an investigative journalist or an intelligence analyst. These figures don't need to claim importance. Their importance is implied by the rooms they are allowed to enter. You act only as the narrator and the clearinghouse for the information. You surface the data and let the story do the work. This position is difficult to dismantle because you aren't defending an ego. You are simply presenting a record that exists independently of your claims. With the professional in the background, the spotlight shifts to a new protagonist, the everyday person who beat a system designed to work against them. Their victory is the proof of your value. They succeeded because they were given access to the specific patterns and insider knowledge that only comes from being in the room 2,000 times. People share these stories because they see themselves in the hero's success. They aren't promoting an agent. They are validating a path that they might want to take themselves. By focusing the lens on the client's win, you align your expertise with the consumer's ultimate self-interest. This framework transforms your database of past transactions. It stops being a list of commissions and becomes a living archive of patterns and outcomes. This diagram shows how the aesthetic, the chronicler position, and the consumer hero narrative fuse together. They create ambient authority, expertise that is felt in every piece of content, yet never explicitly claimed. This chart outlines the execution. You refactor a personal record of 2,000 wins into a curated archive of intelligence. The strategy then relies on social proof. By sharing your intelligence because it empowers them, the audience validates your track record on your behalf. Authority is most powerful when the audience constructs it for themselves. By documenting reality and distributing intelligence, you step back and allow the record to establish your value for you. This has been Confidential Remarks.